one of the things we thought about, like we mentioned before, is just how can this get stuck less? How can we make
Right.
sure it goes in there, and the odds of it getting stuck under there is like really, really, really low. And so that's where the flip over thing.
No, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this. When you guys were designing this,
Mm-hmm.
what determined the tire size, or did the tire size determine this size? What came first?
The tire, because we thought about how can this also get over obstacles more easily, and we found out that the bigger, bulky tires, and also with the torque on the tires, how fast it can go. But this actually allows it to go over obstacles much better, much better.
And there's a lot of truth to that, because I'm a Jeep owner. I have a Rubicon, and I've taken that thing off road, and I've seen other people with smaller tires have a harder time. So bigger tires do enable you to do better.
And they do.
Yeah.
And another fun story. So when we had the idea for this, but we didn't have any funds or anything to actually make the product, we entered into a competition, like a startup competition at school.
Nice.
And so like they also taught us how to do like business plans and all these things, and we had to present in front of judges. And so one of the selling facts, we ended up winning that competition, which is
nice, man.
Like took us off and gave us enough money to actually start this. But one of the demos we did on the spot. So, talking about never in tech, never do anything that you didn't practice before because it could fail. But on the spot in front of the judges, we had Christian lie down, and we drove it over him. And everyone was just, wow, it can do that. It can drive over someone. And so
he took one for the team.
He did. We were all there like, oh my God.
Hey man, good job, Christian. You manned up right there, buddy. That's got some good shit.
That's why he's
You got any video on that? I want to see this.
I don't have a video.
Come on, man. All right, Christian, you need to lay down and have somebody videotape this running over you again. That's some good marketing right there.
It is.
Next time, do it in a crawl space with a suit on and have it crawl over you there. Because I've joked around with my termite inspectors before, and I followed them around.
Yeah.
Kind of bump into them. I'm like, hey, come over here. I'm like trying to signal them, hey, I found something over here. So I've had a lot of fun with these things. What is the biggest use your customers are telling you they use these for?
It's still been crawl spaces. A lot of home inspectors buy this to just take it under their houses. We have a few people who take it into pipes that are big enough that this can go into. And we have a few people from like building construction who take it around too. Don't know exactly what they use it for, but they do say that they use it in building construction and pipes. Those are like the two biggest areas that I've heard besides crawl spaces. But majorly, I would say crawl spaces.
Okay. I noticed you have a really expensive one on your site. Tell me about that one. What brand? What's the model number on that one?
So we have a few more that are coming out this year that are going to be way more expensive. So the one you might be talking about might be the Mark II, either the Mark II or the Marmot. So
it was almost $5,000.
Yeah. Okay. That's probably the Marmot. So that's the one we're hoping to sell to more like firefighters for them to use. Yeah.
And what's the purpose of that?
So that is for, I know they want to do some recon on there. And so they have like two-way audio where they can drive it into the building and talk to someone. If there's like a burning building, if there's someone there, they can hear if someone's in there. And then the person in there could also talk to them through the crawler that goes
microphone.
In there. Yeah.
It's got a microphone on it. Well, now that's clever.
We have a thermal camera on there too. So it can kind of like see the heat map and, hot spots.
Oh, you got a thermal camera in there?
Yeah.
And that's what's the model again?
The Marmot.
Marmot.
Yeah.
I might be interested in that one.
It's pretty cool.
So how does the man? You know what? I got to look at this. So where's the thermal gun located?
It's all gonna be on the gimbal of the of the camera. Yeah.
Yeah, because those cameras are really tiny. This is my FLIR.
Okay. Oh, is that the thermal?
Yeah.
FLIR is a really good brand.
Yeah. So I got just turned it on. And as you can see, how tiny that camera is.
Yeah.
So I can see that working. Is this the kind of camera you're putting in here?
Yeah, we've been looking at a FLIR.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So the one you're talking about now is infrared?
Infrared.
Is that what you're putting on?
On the camera? Yeah.
The one you just told me about?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's infrared. Okay, got it. Got it. Turn that off. Okay, interesting. Yep. Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, a lot of fun things we're working on.
Yeah. Well, now you just gave me reasons to come back and do another episode.
Yeah,
because
when that one's out.
You get new models. Mm-hmm. Let's promote it, man.
Yes, sir.
So this is your best-selling model.
Yes.
As you mentioned. Mm-hmm. What's the price on this?
So this one, I believe the price is $2,600.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right around there.
And it'll cost you $100 to make it, right?
I don't think I can say. Christian would kill me if I.
I know. I'm just messing with you. It's only a 10,000% markup. No, it's seriously. I mean, that's basically the going rate. The going rate for these things, and if you've used one enough, I call it the back saver. Yeah. Because I don't come out of there all beat up.
Yeah.
And if I have to do 2 houses that day, I'm going to be fresh for my second one if I get to use one of these. There's a lot of pluses to that.
Yeah.
And I don't mind crawling under houses. It's not like it's the worst thing in the world. It's really not.
Yeah.
People just over-exaggerate what it's like under a house. Sure, getting in is usually the toughest part because people, knucklehead contractors or handymen will run pipes right in front of the opening. And no one's getting in. So, but sometimes getting past the initial opening is the hardest part. And then once you're in, it's like, there's tons of room in here.
Yeah.
And then you can get your job done and do everything. So,
yeah. I would say price-wise, though, one of the things with this crawler is that most of them around the market, I don't know how much you got these ones, but at least when we started 2 years ago, most of the ones we're seeing on the market were about $4,000, $5,000. And so we're like, okay, we definitely want to make ours cheaper because, we're just starting out.
No, I never paid that much for one.
Okay.
I was right around your price range, 24 to 26, something like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so we talked about a lot of its features. Now, have you studied your competition?
Yes. We have. Yeah, that's one of the first things we tried to do when we were starting out because we needed to know who's already doing this in the industry and how can we be better, or at least how can we compete with them.
That's the only way to start a business.
Yeah, you
have to know what's out there. If you don't know what's out there and you're making something that's 10 years old, well, you're not going to last, are you? That's a no-brainer right there. So as far as I know you might have mentioned some of this. I just want to kind of go over a little checklist here with this. So what makes your crawler better than the competition? So let's talk about first the image and the video quality. Do you think it matches your competition or is it better?
I would say it matches. I think some of them are also using around 4K video.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'd say where the difference is the camera placement. So I know you mentioned that some of these crawlers have it on top.
Yeah.
And so ours being here avoids that whole...
It's protected.
Yeah, it's protected.
It's protected by the tires on the front. Unless you run into a vertical pole, you can still hit the camera.
Yeah.
But going side to side, yeah.
And that's what allows you to still drive this upside down too.
Right,
so it protects it. And then it also helps with the flip thing that we were talking about. That if it flips over in the crawl space, you can still use everything.
Sweet. And what size memory card do you recommend for day-to-day use?
I would say we haven't had any problems using about 32 gigs. So,
and you said it records what?
4K.
It is 4K.
It is 4K. Okay. Yeah.
All right. And what is this made of?
So we 3D printed this. So I believe
you 3D printed that.
We do 3D
Mike G, did you hear that? My friend Mike's got a 3D printer. Mike, did you hear that? They 3D printed this.
So, like I said, Brady is the one who designs all this, and so he just sat there and had so many iterations of like using different materials. How can we make this strong enough, and like all these things. And so I believe one of the, I don't know the exact material. I think it's PETG or something like that.
Is it like a heavy plastic or something?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's strong enough. It prints it also pretty thick in the like in between the actual layers and everything. He puts enough layers in there, so it's pretty thick and strong. So yeah, we do 3D print everything, all in Wyoming.
All in Wyoming.
All in Wyoming.
Right on, man. My friend Mike's gonna love that. I know he does it. Okay, so how good is the range between this and the controller? Like some crawl spaces, I'll just go a little more detail on that so people understand what I mean. Some crawl spaces are very compartmentalized, which means there's like sections.
Yeah.
But in between those sections is solid concrete.
Yeah.
So in a case like that, I'll walk through the house when I'm using this, not around the house. So I could be right above, just not right above, but pretty close to the proximity of this under the house to avoid that. But give me a kind of a range in feet. Do you have one?
Yeah, so it's about 400 to 500 feet line of sight. So, and then when you drive it in, like you said, there are some concrete walls that section spaces out, and so you could have a blockage. And so right around there, it kind of depends on what's in your way and at that point. So sometimes if it's just like this really thin, maybe plastic or piece of wood, it doesn't impact the distance too much. But like you said, if it's like some kind of like 10-inch concrete wall, then most times people would have to then walk in the house, like you said, to keep being able to control it. Yeah.
And now that you just mentioned all that, it just came to my attention. Where's the antenna?
It's all in there.
It's inside.
It's inside.
And it's still effective.
It is.
Wow. I wasn't even thinking about that till you just said those couple words. I'm like, oh shit, where's the antenna? I didn't even see the antenna yet.
Yeah.
Because I have an antenna. So, wow.
Very minimal things that can break off, because we know this is going into like a rugged space, tight spaces. So we don't want anything bumping off. We don't want anything crashing into as least as possible.
I like your thinking. Yeah. Because I'm really good at crashing things. Okay, so the lighting is LED. We talked about that. Yeah. Do you know how many lumens that is?
No, I don't have the exact number.
Okay.
Brady definitely will.
Brady. Okay, battery. What type of battery is it?
So it's a LiPo. It's a LiPo battery.
Okay. LiPo means what?
So lithium ion, I believe.
Okay. And how long does it last?
It lasts about 4 hours with a lot of heavy use, but then standby time, I believe, is around 8 hours.
So with the lights on, about 4 hours? Constant?
And constant, driving it around, moving it. Yeah.
That's really good.
4 hours, yeah.
That's really good. So what's the recharge time on the battery?
It's around the same recharge time, around 4 hours too.
To recharge it? Okay.
Yeah.
Now on this
when it's empty.
Right
around, yeah.
So in this type of battery, I've heard different things from different people about lithium ion, right? Okay, so I hear different things. So my understanding is you want them to drain all the way to get the best charge when you recharge, or is that true? Is there any truth to that?
It's the opposite, actually.
It's the opposite.
You don't want it to drain completely, because
you don't want it to go dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
that damages
okay.
the battery.
Okay, so I got it backwards. See, I heard mixed reactions on that in the past. Like, okay, so I don't think I've ever run my crawlbot dead. I just don't use it long enough in one day for that to happen. I usually recharge my bot I have now. I recharge it like once a week if I know I have a bunch of crawl spaces coming up. Yeah. If I just have a bunch of slabs, I don't even charge it because I'm not going to need it anyway.
It takes a while to run through them.
Yeah, it does. Well, that's good. Okay, so about 4 hour recharge time. Durability, we already talked about what it's made of. Okay. And we talked about the monitor option. So why do some have this monitor and why do some use a smartphone?
So the ones that use the smartphone are the Minx. That's the lower tier one that I told you about. So to kind of make it cheaper and to reduce cost, that we just have a little placement, sort of like in this region as well. But there you can slide in your own camera. So most home inspectors I know have like a GoPro or something. And so for that option, you can just slide in your GoPro and then you can use your phone to kind of connect to your GoPro.
Okay, now we're going to talk about me.
Okay.
Because I'm lazy. One thing that I'm a huge fan of is convenience. Okay, so I want something that has the least amount of parts that I have to connect, whether it be wirelessly or physically. As you know, because when I go to work, when I get out of my van, it's go until I'm done. I don't take breaks. I just go. So if I know if I have to grab this, I want to know I only have about 3 steps to do. Open the box, physically lift it out, take that. You said, so that there, can you bring that over on top of here? Just put it right on top. Yeah. So this here just slides onto the controller.
Yep.
And then you just turning it on.
You just turn it on.
So that's what I'm used to. So I don't want to buy one where I have to install the camera every time. What about the SD card on this? Yeah, you have to install it into the camera, right?
No, it's in there already. It comes in there. The only time you take it out is maybe if you want to take photos off of it or videos.
Okay, so is there any way of getting those photos or videos off of there without taking that out?
Yes.
And how do you do that?
So RunCam has an app, and so there's a Wi-Fi button on the camera. So when you're done, you've taken all your pictures and videos, you can just hit the Wi-Fi button and connect it to your phone. And then through the app, you can actually download the photos direct to your phone.
So you have to have a good Wi-Fi for that setup, or
the Wi-Fi is actually coming from the camera. So
okay, so the unit would have to be on.
Yes, it would have to be on.
Be on, and then I can get the RunCam app on my phone, and it'll talk to this, and then it'll just capture those. And does that take a long time?
It does take quite a bit, especially if you have like a long video that maybe you were recording for a straight 30 minutes or so. Then it would take quite a bit to download. So in the area of downloading the videos, like the speed, I would say taking off the SD card is the faster one. So you can just pop it into your computer, download them.
Yeah, that's what I do now. Yeah. But you'd have to take this out to get to the card. And how does that come out?
Well, you actually don't have to take the camera out. So
show me that.
Flip this over. So you can just see that. And you can see the SD card.
Okay. So it's kind of exposed right there. Gotcha. Just put a pen on it and pop it out.
Pop it out.
So I don't have to keep taking this. See, that's the small one. Yeah. That's the problem right there. That's what wears out. Every time you pull that thing on and off. And that's what I have to do now, because there's a protective cover. So you don't have the protective cover in place. I see. So that's the give and take right there.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Easier. Yeah.
So what I'm talking about, people, is right here is the back of the Run camera, which is the same one I have on my monitor, my crawler now. And there's a plastic cover that slides over. Once you put the SD card in, the plastic cover slides on, but this has to come off to slide that cover on. Then you plug this in over the cover. So that's what I go through all the time now. So, okay. But so you're not worried about dust and dirt getting in there?
No.
No issues with that?
Haven't had any issues with it.
Water, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So interesting. Yeah, so I could see the give and take there. So how did you get that camera mounted in there? Is that like unscrewed in there or something?
No. So all these parts, again, are 3D printed. And so Brady is like a genius when it comes to all this. And so he printed it in a way where you can put it in piece by piece. So you place the camera in there and then you put this piece over that, and it just...
So you designed it so you don't have to mess with the camera.
Yeah.
So we don't need to mess with this.
No, you don't need to.
You guys would have to do at the shop to dismantle it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get at.
All you need is the SD card, like we talked about, or connect to the app to get the images.
Right. Okay. Here's a very important topic.
Okay.
Customer service.
Ooh, that is a big one.
This is a big one. And I'm talking from experience. When somebody depends on your product, they got to have that comfort. They got to have that comfort of knowing that when shit hits the fan, they can call somebody who's going to be responsive. I'm not saying drop what you're doing, but at least acknowledge, hey, look, we got a problem here. I need this bot. I got 5 or 6 crawl spaces coming up. I need this back as soon as possible. So how does the process work if me or someone else buys one and it's just malfunctioning? Not on no fault of their own. They just opened it up, they turned it on, and all of a sudden it's just spinning around in circles and won't stop. What do we do?
So these come with a 1-year warranty. So something like that happens when you get it within 1 year, you can just send it back to us and we will like repair it and everything for free and send it back. And so that's one of the coverages we have for this. And then based on people responding, so we have 2 technicians employed currently under our company right now. And so they're available all day to answer phone calls and to help. They're all most times.
Okay. Sometimes tech support.
Yeah, tech support. Sometimes I'm having a meeting with Christian and he has to stand up to take a phone call or something. Sure. So we have about 2 technicians, and if you can't reach them, you can reach Christian. So he's like the third person backup if our technicians aren't available.
Okay.
And then we also have a support email. So usually when our customers get our product, we give them all these phone numbers and support emails. And so you can always either call or email. And Christian's always make sure you get everyone back to everyone in a day. Like make sure you respond to phone calls or emails that same day, or if not that same day, if it's overnight, make sure you do it the next day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And so as far as shipping goes, that would be on us or on you? How's that work?
Shipping would be on us for the warranty.
For the warranty. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what's something that could possibly go wrong? All I could think of is the camera.
Yeah, that's the main thing that we've had people send back to crawler for repair, is mostly around the camera. Yeah,
because they whacked it into something. Yeah. What's the worst accident you've had so far?
I would say this just completely coming off.
Oh shit! Yeah, that means they went right into something.
Yeah.
They probably lost control.
Yeah, and just to see how strong the body particularly is, we've only had someone break the body once in the last 2 years that they've been using this. And so we actually never really get anyone sending this back because the body broke or something.
No flat tires?
No flat tires.
Now tell me about the tires. Do these have air or not?
These do not have air.
There's no air.
Yeah.
They're just tires. Same with mine.
Yeah. We have, so I would say another issue we have seen is when maybe FedEx or something, when they're shipping this to them, somehow they like press the tires in so much, and then when they bring it out, it's like all congealed or so. That's another issue we've had. So I know we've talked about it before, and like, what could have caused that? We're like, they probably just like really manhandled it. So that.
Yeah, but it's in a case though.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a defective tire. That's That's interesting. Well, it's always good to have AAA. In case you get a flat. Guess what? You're the AAA, whoever owns it, because you're going to get it yourself. So, okay. So, and what's aside from shipping, what's the turnaround time? I mean, you guys try to get them out, I'm sure, as fast as you can.
So we usually, when we get, because we're able to have like 2 technicians now, and even an electrical engineer, like full-time working for the company, we're able to, like, once we get a unit in, it's like, work on that, make sure it's fixed, and make sure it's out like really quick.
Right.
Yeah.
Home inspectors seem to be your biggest client, which would make sense. Now, do you know if you have more of a younger generation of home inspectors buying it, or older generation?
I would say older generation.
Really?
Yeah. Surprisingly.
That is surprising, because when I talk to people about this stuff, guys, close to my age and stuff, or maybe older, they just like have this look on their face like, oh, I don't know. I have a hard time with those things. Yeah, it's a learning curve.
Yeah.
But once you use it and you're like, wow, look at that just did. I just take it back out, put it back on the van, upload the photos later. I didn't have to get under there and bang my head 30 times on the damn post and everything else.
Yeah. So
yeah, these are great tools. I'm a big fan of technology, so that's why I use them, because but when they malfunction, it's frustrating.
It is,
because it's not something, like I said, it's not like a car. I can probably fix the car or find a way to get it fixed. This, I'm just like lost.
Yeah.
When it comes to programming, connecting this to this. Last time I had a problem, I bought a new monitor. I'm going to get to that in a minute. And I had to go to a track store, basically, where they sell these little, RC vehicles.
Yeah.
The guy was cool enough to help me with it. And I gave him $20. It took him 10 minutes. And I was like, thanks, dude. He goes, can I come back? And if I get stuck, he goes, yeah, come on back. So, so that's the problem, because I did buy this in California, but it's probably like an hour drive for me to get down there.
Yeah.
So I wanted something local, but you guys are in a different state.
Yeah.
And what state is that again?
Wyoming.
And so, the only concern is the customer service, because it's far away. So, so shipping it out there.
Yeah.
So let me show you some things now.
Yes.
Is there anything else first of all, is there anything else we need to cover here?
No, we love this product. It's like our baby. We've started with it, and honestly, it's grown from a lot of feedback from home inspectors like you. Like we've improved it. It keeps getting better. And so, I think we really want this to make life easier for home inspectors. It doesn't replace the home inspector, like you said. Sometimes you're still gonna have to crawl under.
No,
there.
You still need people for what we do.
Yeah, you definitely still need people.
There'd be no bots taking over our jobs.
Don't worry, this guy would not. But it's definitely gonna make the work easier. It's gonna make the work easier.
That's what it's all about. Work smarter, not harder. That's what I say to everybody. So, in the model of this again?
This is the Marten V1.1.
Marten.
Yeah.
Marten?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And right now I can buy this for how much?
You can buy this for around 2,600.
2,600. Okay. And what's the website for Uplink?
UplinkRobotics.com.
Okay, UplinkRobotics.com.